Hi, I'm Jason Reyes from BSDC 3-1, and today I'm here to discuss the first principle of aquaculture. We have already established from our previous lessons that aquaculture is the cultivation, which includes the breeding and harvesting of aquatic organisms for food and other consumption. Fish ponds and fish pens are the more common forms of aquaculture. Well, any ventures in aquaculture should be backed up by holistic understanding of the biological principles of the organisms and the physical and chemical principles of the setting and the culture medium. That is why today I'm going to discuss one of the first and main principles of aquaculture. The first principle of aquaculture states that all fish are dependent for food directly or indirectly upon aquatic animals. Well, this basically means fish needs to eat aquatic plants in order to survive. There are three types of food in fish ponds. Number one is natural foods, number two is supplementary foods, number three is the complete feeds. But today we're going to concentrate on natural foods including phytoplanktons, algae, and plants. And what is the special relationship between these organisms to the fishes itself? One of the natural foods of the fishes are phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons are microscopic organisms which are present in almost all water ecosystems. Like other plants, phytoplanktons can actually produce their own food, which makes them primary producers. They are considered the base of many food chains and food webs. Phytoplanktons are able to produce their own food using the process of photosynthesis. Like land plants, they have chlorophyll, which they use to capture sunlight and transform it into their energy. Phytoplanktons consume carbon dioxide, sunlight, and nutrients to produce oxygen. And actually, phytoplanktons are responsible for producing half of the atmosphere's oxygen. So not only they are very beneficial for plants as food, they are also beneficial for the whole planet and the organisms that depend on them, whether on land, air, on water. Since that planktons are primary producers, they are the starting point of any food chains and food webs in the ocean. So phytoplanktons along with algae are consumed by krill and zooplanktons, and then zooplanktons and krills are consumed by smaller fishes, and then smaller fishes are consumed by big fishes, and then a cycle of transfer of energy continues. Another natural food for the fishes are algae. Like phytoplanktons, they can also produce their own food using the process of photosynthesis, but unlike phytoplanktons, algae can be seen by the naked eye. And not all types of algae are edible for the fishes. Some of it are actually toxic, but nonetheless, some of the edible ones of algae are used as a main ingredient for fish feeds. And algae are used in fish ponds also as a filtration device to clear the water. Enough of the phytoplanktons and algae, let's proceed to the higher aquatic plants or the aquatic plants. So, aquatic plants are divided into three types. The first type is the submerged aquatic plant. Submerged aquatic plants like this one are rooted in the pond bottom and grow up through the water column. So, juvenile fishes like the small fishes use stands of submerged plants as cover to hide from predators. Another type is the emergent aquatic plant. So, like the submerged plants, emergents are rooted in the pond bottom. However, the species extend above the surface of the water. The third type of higher aquatic plants are the free-floating plants. Free-floating plants live on the water surface, are not rooted in the soil, and are usually found in areas with little to no water movement. So, these plants are good habitat for insects, which in turn provide food for the fish in ponds. To summarize my report, the first principle of aquaculture highlights the importance of aquatic plants to the fishes. They are directly dependent to these plants wherein they consume the plant itself, and they are indirectly dependent to these plants through an energy transfer wherein prior consumers are involved. It is also important to remember that not only they are important as a food sources, they also act as shelters, major oxygen providers, and water filtration devices. Thank you.